All right, here we are at the Jeep Talk Show roundtable. The much maligned, I should say, not aligned. And we are going to be recording this for YouTube Live. That doesn't make sense, does it? This is YouTube Live. for recording it for YouTube Live. Nothing fancy here. Not an episode. All right, Matt, you had a question. Go ahead.
All right. So this is the bottom of the Moto-Built battery box that goes on top of this, like onto the fender mount that these fenders came with. And they don't come with any hardware to mount it to the bottom. They come with the hardware to mount the little thing that captures the top of the battery. It comes it's got a whole bunch of holes in the bottom of it, but if you put a bolt on it, the battery is going to be sitting on a bolt. So I'm going to have to go get. I guess the only way to do it is to go get button heads that are still the battery's going to be sitting on button heads. I went and checked the battery, and the bottom of the battery is flat.
So looking at that, it almost looks like the shape of a fan. Like if you put a fan underneath it or something.
I probably could. It may be, kind of keep it so you can. It's got access. Probably keep the weight down a little bit too because it is steel.
Nothing on the Moto-Built site with instructions.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure this didn't have any instructions. It definitely didn't come with the hardware. So.
Are you sure it has to have hardware there? I mean, it won't hold itself in place without something to the bottom.
I mean, it's got to attach to the Jeep.
But they're all very fast points.
But yeah, so I guess we're gonna have to go get some button heads.
So you have a temperature sensor for the battery, don't you? Isn't there something underneath the?
Matt, could you use countersink bolt?
Oh yeah.
I mean, I could countersink it, but they're just regular holes. So
you can throw a piece of foam pad on the bottom, so
that wouldn't be bad.
The button heads are sunk into that, so
or do some of that like 3M, the rubber stuff, kind of like what's on the backside of the KC bars and stuff. But I was just about to grab some bolts and put it in, and I was like, wait, I probably shouldn't use a bolt head there.
You could probably do one of those battery mat things too, because there's a lot of cars have that little mat that goes up underneath.
Yeah,
they have some that surround the entire battery.
Yeah. So there wasn't, when I took it apart, there was not, the temperature sensor wasn't there, but the I have the vacuum box that goes underneath it, and then I managed to crush the vacuum line, so I got to plug that or something.
What's that other sensor? I don't know if it's in the LJs or LJs and TJs. So what's that other one that's underneath there? Is that something to do with rollover?
That's supposed to be the battery temperature or the battery heater or something thing, but it's
the one that's like spring loaded.
Yeah, mine didn't have one. So unless I moved it too much, but
a little round sensor that was kind of a spring loaded. I thought it was something to do with rollover.
Yeah, when I was looking, that I kept seeing people have that, and there wasn't one under mine. So.
Oh, Matt, we were talking about stuff that goodies to buy for your LJ. Have you thought about windshield protection?
I actually thought about getting a new windshield because it's got that it's like sandblasted, and I'm trying to remember. It's only like $175 for Safe Light to replace the whole windshield.
I would especially encourage you to get something to protect that windshield if you replace it. That windshield defense stuff is pretty nice. I actually have it for the TJ and the JT. I just need to install it.
What is that stuff? Just like a clear?
It's 3 layers of plastic. It's kind of like window tint, but it's clear.
So it's not like the Gorilla Glass stuff that you still got on your iPhones.
How much is it?
I think it's a couple $100.
Yeah, so like I was saying, like I could after pricing Safe Light, I just replace the windshield.
Yeah.
Right. but if you put the stuff on there, then you don't have to replace it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 3 layers, so you can. I think that the standard thing is to pull a layer every 6 months, but Larry's been using his for a lot longer than that.
Mm-hmm.
I think that stuff would be good for sandblasting, but if you have a rock that flies at your windshield and hits for a rough edge, Maybe it'll work, but I don't think it will.
Well, it's actually the company. The primary company is Racing Optics. So
Yeah, well, how many rocks are out on the racetrack?
yeah, the pistons. Usually.
Yeah.
It's usually little marbles of rubber.
Anyway, I have it. I'm going to try it. I think based on what I've heard and read from advertising them, it looks like really nice stuff. And they're not the only company that has this. I just like theirs.
Yeah. The other thing is I'm incapable of installing one of the covers for a phone without putting a fingerprint on it. I wonder how the hell I'm going to do it.
Oh yeah, or you get an air bubble that drives you fucking nuts. Then you just rip it off.
Chances are it'll be on the passenger side.
Well, it's funny, but I mean, this is probably way different. But when they came out with all the screensavers for phone and the tempered glass ones, I found that I was replacing them more than I would if I just don't use the damn things. I haven't had protection on my phone for years. Now
I don't either, and I don't I drop mine all the time.
Yeah,
and I never break
the
it.
tempered glass. I think that stuff broke so easily.
Yeah,
that you can replace that more than anything else.
Yeah.
Oh, do they make Gorilla Glass for the TJ?
That's a good question. I don't know.
Because that's what I put on mine. Of course, the last Gorilla Glass broke, and that's another reason why I wanted to get this stuff. Is because I'd like to go for a while. It doesn't get it. Yours isn't going to be a daily driver, so it's probably not that critical.
Yeah, we've got through 2 Gorilla Glasses on the jail because we got it factory, replaced it with one. That one broke. We're on our 3rd one. And 70,000 miles, 71,000 miles, something like that.
Not kind of what I've been pretty lucky. I've only had to replace it the one time that I broke it myself. No, I broke the goddamn thing.
Well, the Wrangler and the Gladiator 96. Okay. So this is TJ as well. They're all the same price, $229, free shipping.
$229 for the glass.
For the plastic.
Oh, for the plastic cover that you talking about?
Yeah, the windshield defense cover.
Gotcha.
Good sign that. That's more than that's window.
Yeah, no, it's absolutely one way you can do it, and and of course, SafeLight comes to your house.
Yep.
Okay, just so you guys know, if you ever price out something on SafeLight, say you're going to pay for it, and then don't buy it, they will email you a $50 off coupon every 3 days.
That's how I got an extra $50 off my son's.
Yeah, never pay it right away. I think it took 12 hours to get it.
Brown Santa stopped by the house.
There you go.
What are you saying, Ricky? Broke?
Yeah.
It's race season for Tony.
Well, what was funny is he rung the doorbell. My wife's home, so she comes to the door and he says, I got some heavy stuff you got to sign for. And she said, well, what is it? And so he starts bringing it, and then she goes, she's like, effing Jeep parts. And this dude's like, it's a skid plate. It's a big old, it was a huge box full of these, 14 of these Johnny joints with all the stuff that goes with them. And it was some heavy boxes. And,
was he at least nice enough to carry them for her instead of trying to make him carry them for her?
Knuckles, no, he dropped them on the front doorstep, and she's like, well, I ain't bringing those in the house. And she said, she's like complaining about it, and he's complaining, she's complaining, and I'm watching the whole thing.
I will say if a box weighs 2 pounds, they'll leave it in front of my garage where I'm going to put it. And if it weighs 100 pounds, they'll put it at the front door, so I have to carry the shit all the way back over to the garage.
Oh, I don't know if you guys saw my post, but I was pretty excited about the Gatekeeper off-road light mounts, knuckle mounts. I was excited because I've been wanting it for a while, and I just didn't want to pay the $14 worth of shipping.
Yeah, And I mean, really, they're pretty affordable for being something so creative that you can only get one place. You know, they 100 bucks for you're going to pay for a KC mount or Baja Designs mount. You're going to pay 50-75 bucks for just like a little cow mount, anyways.
Yeah.
So something that's like one of a kind, that
Well,
special.
let's be realistic. Those things are $20. I mean, you know, ain't no $115 worth of work there.
Well, but is that the bracket or is that the bracket and the light?
No, it's just the bracket.
Yeah.
So
Say spend $20 on the bracket.
I just wonder
hundreds for the light.
how will they survive all the little rocks? And I mean, I don't know about y'all, but the front of my axle and everything under there is all dinged up and, you know, from 5,000 different rocks and stuff that bounce around.
Yeah. Ed, you have them, right?
Yeah, I got them, and I
Yeah.
have any issues whatsoever. So
Yeah.
How much road rash does the light have on it?
I was a little disappointed to see that none of the Tyree lights will work on those brackets because the lights can only be about 2 inches wide.
Sure, they have one that with them. We use the fog lights. Those are pretty small, right?
Right, but they're not small enough to not rub on the tire. Or at least I was using Grok and telling it what I got and so on and so forth. The Grok is amazing. Is it right? I don't know. It seems to be.
I'd be willing to bet because their fog lights are pretty small. I mean, they fit in the original hole. And,
Well, I told it what tire. I told it I had stock Jeep rims, so it knew what the offset was, and
it's AI, so it's got to be right.
Yeah. So I mean, it's easy. It's easy enough to figure out. And beyond all that, I think you could put a little bar there and move it further inside and not have it be as close to the tire. Frankly, I'm surprised that the Gatekeeper doesn't make that little bend for the lights over more. Anyway, it'll be fun to have with all you bastards posting stuff up on Discord about installing stuff. At least I'll have something that I can not install for a few months.
Yeah, there you go.
Did you see that?
Do what I do. Take a picture of the box when it gets delivered.
Yeah, there you go. Do a
Did you
box
see
opening
the-
video.
Did you see the Tyree post with my Jeep in it and my light bar? I thought that was pretty cool.
Hey, I just posted the 1 inch round or 1.3 inch round spotlights. They're dual lights, so it's white or yellow. Those are the ones I have on my Jeep, and they're $30.
That's pretty cool. I like that. The dual lights. I would just like to have Tyree lights because I know how damn bright those things are.
Oh, everybody coming at me like knows how bright they are.
I love the idea. We've talked about it before. I think Travis was involved in the conversation. I love the idea of having amber down that low because that's just a great place to have bright lights, bright yellow lights and fog and stuff. Not that we get a lot of fog here, but still.
Where did you mount those at, Glenn?
They're across my winch plate.
Okay.
I'll see if I can change my background picture. And
I thought maybe you had them on your knuckles like Tony's.
I had looked at maybe getting those, but they are straight and I didn't feel like making anything. And whenever I have 6 of those across the front, they're pretty bright. Plus I got 2 spotlights on the up on the A-pillars. See if I can find a picture.
Oh my God! I'm looking at a picture at on Gatekeeper Off Road. They have a set of these knuckle pod light mounts, and they're red. So I've got to paint mine red once they come in.
Might as well do your knuckles at the same time, right?
No, I'm gonna once I can afford it, I'm gonna get those things replaced.
That's one of the things I just got in is my new knuckles.
Yeah, I want to get rid of those aluminum things. If I start making some advertising money, I ain't gonna be going nowhere anytime soon.
Hey Rick, any chance you got some pictures of how you did your brackets on your inner fenders for like the fuse box and stuff on your phone that you could post?
it's I took giant zip ties.
There we go.
drilled a couple holes and
Real sophisticated.
Doing the manly man shit. Yes.
Did you at least use the chrome zip ties?
no, I don't know. They're big old fat zip ties. I was trying to get. I'll tell you the zip ties you want to get. If you talk to Coke or Pepsi, the zip ties they use to put those big poster, those big thick plastic cardboard. I don't know what you call it. That it's real big thick plastic cardboard stuff that it's got the big signs, Coke signs and whatnot on them. But if you the zip ties they use for those are like rated to like 600-mile-an-hour wind or something. Not really, but them things that whole sign will be gone, but that zip tie will still be around that pole. And them things are really strong. But anyway, that's what I got holding mine on is some big old fat zip ties, and they ain't went nowhere.
Yeah. I feel like every bracket stock has like some crazy weird bends and stuff to it. I feel like I'm not creative enough to figure out how to get it on something flat.
Yeah, I was originally I was just gonna buy some little aluminum like square tube or little angles or something, and just kind of bolt something together. But if I remember right, when I was doing all that, I had a deadline that somebody kept sending me this countdown about going to Moab or something. And so, I started there towards the end, I started taking some shortcuts to get stuff done.
Yeah, I've got like 5 months, but there's a good chance that it may still be working on this and I may end up zip tied.
But
Race is on between you and Rick.
Hey, Rick, look at my background picture.
Yeah.
You can see the 2 white lights down there in between the stinger.
Okay. Yep.
There's actually 6 total there.
All right.
And I have double toggle switches on them, so I can do white or amber. And then my high beam is hooked up where all of those turn on, plus the 2 spotlights on the A pillars.
Gotcha.
Hopefully you'll see them next week.
Yep. Is it this coming Saturday? Or next Saturday?
Next Saturday.
Next Saturday. All right.
I actually have drill this weekend. I probably won't get paid for it.
Have you seen the weather or anything for that weekend?
It's looking good right now. Like, I didn't see any rain, but it's a little too far out to keep that.
Yeah, I'm in the valley of decision about putting my hardtop back on.
Weak.
I think you ought to run it 24/7.
24/7 what? Without the hardtop?
365. No, with the hardtop.
Oh, with the hardtop? No.
The hardtop has the Jeep Talk Show logo on it.
He needs to put them on his doors.
One thing that I'm a little disappointed, I knew it was coming this way, but that the Warns, even though they're more expensive, don't come with any kind of loom or liner on the positive and negative cables.
Really? The Warren?
Yeah.
The Warren did?
No.
I thought mine did.
No. The VR Evo doesn't, and I'd seen that before. That was one that like the Super Winch came with the nice it wasn't loom, it was like the nice rubber sheathing on it. So I need to get some of that. I mean, good thing that I don't have a battery in because I can't hook it up anyways.
Oh, that's the
but
other
at least
thing.
It looks pretty.
That's the other thing. Have you done anything with the upgrading the cables, the battery cables and the starter cable, that whole combination of things?
So I saw I don't know if there's another option. So I saw the Big 7 website. And he's got, the different options, but he's got like a inline fuse coming from the alternator or something that was really weird to me. And like everybody was zip tying it to the little hood grill tie member, and I thought that looked kind of ghetto.
So
hey,
did you look at
hey.
Sorry.
They weren't using chrome zip ties.
But like I'm like, look at like why do you need an extra fuse for something that's like a direct run full amperage, right? Is there a reason to put a 250 amp fuse in between? Because I think it's either starter to battery or alternator to battery, and I'm like, those are the two things you want to never fail.
I don't think the 250 would be enough. I think you'd be popping that thing all the time,
The lens?
Well,
especially if it was cold outside.
I got that kit. I hadn't installed it yet. I've been practicing. I've been trying Tony's thing about savoring the savoring.
yeah.
We will
So you
know
really-
we will not use any Jeep part until it's time.
Yeah. So it's called, so the one I saw is called jeepcables.com. So the big 7, that goes from like 127 to 200 depending on how big you get. But it's got that weird freaking
Well, if you don't like it, don't put that part in.
no, but they give you 2 separate cables then. Because then you just have to do a positive and bolt it and like heat shrink it. And why not just make your own cables? That point, right?
Are you talking about for like the vent?
No. It's literally between. Let's see where.
I think
see if we
it's.
got-
I think it's just simply so you can disconnect your negative side of your battery. Like, think about all the different things you got to do. We got to disconnect the negative side of your battery. Are you sure that's not what it is, or is it for the power side?
I'm looking.
Well,
I
anyway,
wouldn't
the
put
Jeep
nothing
cables is
between
what
the
I was
charger.
thinking about, and you're already looking there. So I think it's always a good idea to upgrade those cables. Those cables are crap from the factory.
Yeah, because
So our big 7 kits also include the leads to the starter and the fuse box relay, as well as adding an external fuse to avoid routing the increase in current capacity through the smaller fuse box wiring. So it's like it must be trying to take the place of one of the big is there a big fuse like there is in the JL on the contacts in the fuse box?
I
They have
don't,
like the array fuses in the JL.
I don't
don't-
remember.
I don't remember.
I don't see it. Yeah,
don't-
I mean it's looks
I
like it's
don't
just
remember.
a mating surface.
Yeah, I don't.
There
remember.
is isn't there like an inline fuse that's all wrapped up in the JL?
So I think the one in the JL is in the box, and they're like
Oh, there's
monster.
another
They're
one.
like built-in ones.
Or maybe that's just in the J cable. It's got those one that's like inline,
Oh.
and it's like you can't replace it. You got to replace the whole chunk of it because it's all soldered in.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't mind doing it, but at some point, I mean, I've got a hydro crimper and everything, so I mean,
Oh,
probably
perfect.
but
That's what I was going to say is, make your own. The problem with making your own is that you don't have the tools that he has, but it sounds like you do.
yeah. When I did all the crazy battery and charging stuff for the trailer, I've got one that'll like do a hydro crimp on like 3/0 stuff and 4/0
Did you
stuff.
get the one from like Harbor Freight?
I got an Amazon one. It is
Harbor Freight. It's the same thing. Hydraulic. Saves your hands from having to squeeze hard.
Yeah, I definitely don't have a brand on it. It's got a yellow blow mold. Interitin hydraulic pliers.
They're
And they
all
work.
About the same ones every day.
Yeah, I'm sure they're leaking in that box right now, but
Made in China.
yeah.
China.
But I'll probably just do. I'll probably end up just doing that. I mean, it's not, and everything's like right in one little spot too. Won't be too bad to do it.
Yeah, and of course it's not limited to the TJ LJ thing either. The wiring. I thought the wiring would be a lot better on the modern Jeeps, but nope. You can improve it.
I don't know. It's been a long time since I've seen like AutoZone loom used everywhere by the factory.
I like to use the stuff that isn't a split loom. It's a little bit harder to install. It's more like it's finger trap stuff, but it's got it's more fabric-y than it is plastic.
Yeah, I was kind of thinking about doing that too. I've been using that Tessa tape a lot too.
That
I really
stuff's
like that
handy.
stuff. Yeah.
So we use like a split loom, but it's like a woven split loom at work, and
Mm-hmm.
then you use like shrink wrap on the end of it. So it's like the stuff you slip over, but easier to work with. And we found that
Yeah.
stuff stays in place pretty good.
I just like it to not be the standard plastic split loom, because it's notorious that you're going to get moisture in there.
Oh
You
yeah,
know, and so it's nice to have something that will breathe.
yeah.
somewhat.
This stuff, it's like I said, it's like that stuff that you like slip straight over. It's still a woven, but
Mhm.
probably nylon.
Just
Not-
easier to
But
install.
it's still split. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's just easier to install.
I wouldn't mind having like a couple, like, you know, if it had 2 rolls of it to it or something, a little extra protection. I
get all my
I keep moving the harness, and I was wondering where the fuck is all this dirt coming from my new paint, and it's literally falling out of the loom every time I touch the harness.
I get all my stuff from online. It's called wirecare.com.
Mm.
They make all kinds of different stuff. I had to get some stuff specifically from the airplane because I had lights on the wings and they were interfering with the antenna. So I had to get some stuff that you could grind out.
I'm trying to remember where I got this stuff
block
for.
signals.
Yeah.
Wirecare is not bad. There's also a place called Waytech.
Waytech, yeah.
That's
that
what we
place is
use at
jam.
work.
They make good quality stuff.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember where I'll have to look and see where I found the stuff that I used for the camper, but it was good price. I think it was welding cable or something, but it was a site that was like an industrial part site, and they would do cut the length cable.
You know, the worst thing about that plastic wire loom is it kills your fingers when you're trying to split it up.
And then it'll fall off the other end.
And you're trying to peel it apart to get the damn wire back in. Oh, fuck that shit.
Mm.
At least the soft stuff, I mean, you can just use a wrench. Of course, you can use a wrench with the plastic stuff too, I guess, to get the wire back in. You ever use that? A regular open wrench?
Oh, yeah. Cool. I've got to figure out what I'm going to do for lights for this thing. There's just not a lot of like the front bumper is so like I only have like 4 inches to stay under the headlights. I think I have to be under and inside to use them as driving lights in North Carolina. But
you should get
Cab
one
Fab has a Fairlead mount one, and I haven't put the Nacho Grandes on the truck yet, but I feel like that would look retarded on this.
You should get Tyree's V48. That thing was absolutely freaking amazing.
Oh my God. And I don't know if you guys, I think we talked about this on one of the interviews. They're 20% brighter now.
I actually got the ORC guys. They do Jeep bumpers. We're friends. Me and Ed are friends with them. And so it took him a while. He did the GMC one first because our buddy's got one, but I've got the light bar for the truck now. And that's what I bought the 2 Nacho Grandes for. And so I want to get those on and see. They were expensive, but they have some cool stuff. Like all the relaying is built into them, and they'll do like you can do three triggers. So I can run SAE driving lights that are DOT legal, and then I can have a button that turns it from driving lights without a relay, from driving light to full blast. And then there's also like backlighting and stuff like that too. There's like 4 or 5 patterns or something I can choose from in one light with no external relays.
It sounds like JW had a headlight that you could do that with. They had an off-road mode where they basically turn everything on.
Yeah. Tony interviewed them a couple years back. They're the rigid guys. So a couple of the rigid original designers broke out and started their own company.
Oh, Nacho?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the owner of Rigid. God, I can't remember his name.
Dude, they look fucking. They haven't left the box in a year, but they look nice.
Yeah, the Nacho lights are supposed to be really good. Really good.
Mm-hmm.
I liked the part of the interview where he was talking about he's a big Nacho fan. He likes to go to various places to get nachos. He's searching for the best nachos.
Yeah. and dude, the guys are all like chatting with him and stuff. They're awesome. They're all like wheelers and stuff.
What are they doing? A show, a podcast, or something?
No. I was just chatting with them online. And,
oh, okay.
Trying to figure out if they had any mounts. They kind of narrowed everything down, and that's where I wanted to go with it for the truck. And like I just messaged him, and he was asking if he knows anybody doing mounts. He's like, no, but like I have a Chevy a Chevy Pre-Runner, and I've got this company custom making one. I'm going to send you some pictures. Like they were. There's several companies like that, like Metal Cloak, like Will and Chris over there are really awesome to talk to. But you chat them on the site, and you actually get one of the guys in the office. You know.
Yeah, he was a good interview. Need to get him back on. He and I had talked about, he was interested in doing a podcast, and I floated the idea of me doing the podcast, helping him do the podcast, and putting it out for him and stuff. Just never got back to him on it. Most of the companies out there are interested in doing podcasts, but I think they've either learned or they've heard that it's not just as simple as pointing a camera and a microphone and talking.
So I've been, I think I actually mentioned him a couple weeks ago or last week, Mr. Blaine hit from Black Magic Brakes.
Yeah, I was surprised that he was he was trolling you.
Yeah. So we actually got in a long heated discussion about winch equipment rating. But so he started on Black Magic Brakes, he's got Wizard recovery gear, and if anyone's looking for like winch line and stuff, he definitely like looked into everything, and his stuff is like it's like $150 for a replacement synthetic line that he's like made sure he went and found like the best stuff for. So, and most of those aftermarket, like the nicer, like the rated stuff is $300 for a synthetic line. So he definitely, I got a couple, after our discussion, I told him I'd make up for wasting all his time all that day by buying some soft shackles. I haven't opened it up yet, but he's doing it's like $35 or $40 for two.
That's
and he's gone through and tested them all, and like, it's like he's made sure that it's the right stuff.
Where are they made?
I think they're at least woven here. I think all the line comes from somewhere else, but
is that like the made in China, assembled in U.S.?
I don't know. It's not like it's just his little brand, and he like even his original stuff was he like saw an issue. He was trying to get like the best brakes possible for his TJ, and so he ended up hooking up with like a brake. His buddy at like Danco or something. It was like a big brake distributor, and like they went and picked like different parts and stuff and started making kits, and that's what Black Magic Brakes is. And so he's one of the like probably like a lot of us like a super researcher, and then so that Black Magic Brakes is him, putting those packages together. He's got like a special TJ PSC kit where you can buy like he's got like an accessory run, like all the hoses and stuff that are special fit to work perfect with a TJ, and then you like order this setting from PSC to make it work the best. But I think he's got like a different cooler and different lines and stuff on it, and then you buy the PSC main pieces.
So I'm gonna have to go out in the garage and find them. Ken sent me a set of Tyree lights. He sent me a big box of lights, but he sent me one set that was small. He said, try these in your rear bumper. They may fit. And I haven't been in. The bumper's hard to get into with mounted to the Jeep. I actually need to pull the rear bumper off and repaint it because it's getting faded. But yeah, so I'll have to go out and look and see if those lights are the real little lights that Tyree sells. If so, they'll be super bright. They're 2.39 inches, which AI says will rub on the tires at full lock. But I may be able to modify that bracket, put a little thing on there to move it over, and kind of like an add-on piece.
If the bracket moves with the tire, how could it rub it only full lock?
I don't know. That's just what the AI said.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, because if
I agree with you.
It would rub at any point in time.
Yeah,
I think your AI thing is not exactly understanding.
I wouldn't think so. It is incredibly accurate though, but it's not infallible.
Are you using
Well,
Grok or
if
which
it's
one?
gonna rub
Yeah, I'm using
at
Grok.
full lock, it'll rub all the time. So
I'm
that
using
moves with.
Yeah, I'm using Grok 4.
Man, it'll do some fun. I had a few drinks last week one night and got a little. I grabbed a couple of the headshots from our website for the company I work for, and it's amazing what it'll animate and have them say stuff just off a picture. It's crazy.
Oh, it's so much fun. I've had scientific conversations with it, postulating things. Well, if that means that, then why wouldn't this happen? And of course, it kind of sucks you in by going, "That's a real interesting question," you know. Thank you, kindergarten teacher. Oh, and speaking of that, I think that the teacher situation is going to improve vastly whenever AI is teaching our kids or us.
Thought that we'll have some humanoid androids.
No, I mean it should be able to instruct you just by talking to you. I'd like to learn. I say I would, but it's going to be hard. Calculus.
Yeah, calculus is not as bad as Diffie-Q. Diffie-Q, well, Calc 3, which is the three-dimensional calculus, is where it like kind of gets really funky, and then Diffie-Q is just insane.
Yeah. No, I just like to learn it. I was doing a lot of math in school. I wasn't particularly good at it, but when I was in school, they had intro to algebra 1, intro to algebra 2, and then algebra 1 and algebra 2. And I went through that all those years. And it wasn't until algebra 2 that I finally gave up trying to understand it and just follow the rules and started making good grades.
Yeah, there you go.
I was fighting it.
Does anybody use Chirp to program a radio?
Oh, yeah.
Yes. Yeah.
I'm confused. I don't know enough about radios that what some of these columns are,
Oh,
or if I need to worry about them.
That's like Skip.
Huh?
That's like the skip 'em. You probably just want to mess with. I mean, unless you're going to do repeater operation, you probably don't need to mess with anything other than just programming in a frequency.
Yeah, they got RX, CTS, DCS has a number in it.
Those are the privacy codes.
Yeah, and they're not
codes.
And they're not privacy. They're
I know.
It's just a tone that gets transmitted whenever you transmit, or a tone that you receive, and it basically is like an automatic squelch.
It's what they call privacy, but they're not private.
Yeah, they call it privacy just to try to make the stupid people understand it better.
Chirp
So
has
basically turn them off.
preloaded. Yeah, Chirp has some preloaded profiles you can just drop in there and save it. You'll be done.
Yeah. You can find the files online too. Like all GMRS channels or kind of radio you're trying to program.
Sorry, what was that?
Kind of radio you're trying to program.
Well, my radio got ran over on our night ride.
Well, that's not supposed to happen.
Well, no, it was a Bofang.
Yeah.
And the clip never held onto my pocket ever good. So they had a twin pack for 46. It was 46 the other day. It's $49.99 now for a K5 plus 10-watt long range. So
10 watt on a handheld?
I'm sorry?
You said 10 watt?
Yes.
I think you get a handheld that powerful. That's cool.
Yeah, I was going to caution you about that 10 watts.
Yeah, I don't think that's accurate, but okay.
Well, I was going to caution you from the standpoint of actually using it at 10 watts. That's not like a last resort.
Well, I figured that was higher chance.
Yeah, that's what you do when you're riding at EJS with Roger and his wife.
Yeah,
then you click it over to 10 watts and just stop.
That wasn't 10, that was 50.
Yeah, no shit. Boy yelling from halfway across Moab, turn his power down.
Hey, you guys,
up
all
and you
the complaining you
Channel
do,
Commander broadcasting.
all that complaining you guys do just tells me my radio works really well.
Hey Glenn, if you want, I can send you my file. I'll give you all the GMRS. You can just use that and program.
Yeah, if you wouldn't mind.
Yeah, I'll send you in the chat my email.
All right.
Oh, you can put it in the the two-way radio Discord thing.
Oh yeah,
too.
I can do that too. I'll upload it there.
Okay.
So all
It
the
has local
programming
ones
you
on there,
guys
but
talk about, what do you,
Well, I need to-
naming the channels or what?
Well, I'm going to end up naming the channels too, because we usually tell people channel 2 because not everybody has the frequencies on those little handhelds.
yeah.
Well, I'm just curious because I've never, I mean, the Midland and mine, the Midland and Wife's, the ones I got from Rugged Radios, I've never programmed anything.
I got
Well,
find
I'm
the
just
damn file.
using.
Well, I mean, you have a GMRS radio. I don't know. Is that a GMRS radio that you got, Glenn?
Yes, it is. It says Bofang 5K 5 plus ham radio, 10-watt long
Yeah,
range.
that's not a GMRS radio. That's why you got to program it.
Okay.
Okay.
No, I'm not
That's
saying
fine.
you can't use it on GMRS. Legally, you cannot. But yeah, I mean the ham radio will work just fine on the GMRS frequency range, but it's not meant to be used on GMRS.
Oh, well, that's what it's being used for.
Oh
So
yeah,
is that
no, I
what-
understand. I don't see any reason buying two different type of radios to do the same damn thing.
Is that what Bill
one's
uses
just a little
too?
more
Is that-
complex to use.
It was $50 for the radio. They came with 2 headsets, not the little over ear ones, but it surprised me they came with 2 handheld mics. So my plan is to have one in the Jeep all the time with a mic on it and running it to the antenna I have mounted on the back of the Jeep. And then the other one will be the one I grab when I get out.
Yeah, I mean if you're on the Jeep power, the 10 watts is fine. I just think it'll run your battery down if you're walking around if you're doing a lot of transmitting at 10 watts.
No, it says you can set it for high, low.
Oh yeah, no, absolutely. And in just a ham way of doing things is to set the power to the lowest setting that you can still communicate with.
So I was planning on using the higher end GMRS radio channels for the higher watts because of Jeep Jamboree. We usually use those channels.
But when are you ever going to be in a situation where you need to use high power? I mean, it's kind of like what they were giving me shit about before. When I was out in HAS, I didn't even know it was on high power. It should have never even been on high power. Because 9 times out of 10, you're talking to the guy that's right behind you, right in front of you, or 3 cars up or 3 cars back. There's never a need for high power.
No, it's talking to the other groups. So we have other channels that we use for like if something happens, then we have an emergency channel that they come over and ask if anybody could help. Because this also has 2 channels per radio.
I think they're it's uploaded in the two-way chat, two-way radio on the Discord.
Cool, thank you, sir.
Yeah, there's a bunch of other channels on there, but you could just delete them.
If you get stuck,
you
Glenn,
upload.
just ask some questions there on the
Yeah.
the Discord. But it is once you've done it once, then it's really easy. It's kind of like dating.
Just figuring it out the first time.
Yeah. That's
Is that
not
the-
it.
Is that the
And
same ones that
reading.
Bill uses that he's got programmed for, works like for the ocean radio?
Yeah, I mean there's the frequencies. It's a file and you upload it.
Oh, Chirp is
Like-
great.
I have them programmed, like it's GMRS 1, 2, 3, the actual numbers
Yeah.
that correspond to the frequencies. So,
Oh,
The Midland frequencies. Yeah.
well, Midland uses this. It's the same Motorola and everybody else uses too.
oh, I will caution you guys whenever you're programming up the various channels for GMRS to make sure. Well, I don't think that you will ever have any problems with the FCC, but if you're putting out too much power on the FRS channels, they might be able to figure out that you're not using a GMRS radio. So what I did was I programmed the FRS channels to be whatever it is. I can't remember. It's like 5 watts or something, but they keep the power low on the FRS channels. and then the higher channel is like 22. I think it's like 12 or 13, 15, whatever on up. You can do the full 50 watts.
Yep.
Yeah.
What channel do you name Don't Tell Roger?
Eject.
Say if I say 17, well, you going 17, we're going 19, right?
So just to share, Northridge is not like the normal code, like the Jeep Talk Show code, and the forum code don't work to get discounts on Moto Built anymore. I think they caught him doing it or whatever. If you call Marcel, if you call into Northridge, he's been giving me 5% off plus free shipping on everything Moto Built I've been ordering for this one.
Well, you know, the last thing I got from Motobuilt was the skid system, and it was cheaper from Motobuilt than it was from Northridge. And I think I did have a discount. I think the Jeep Talk Show discount was working. I mean, Motobuilt had a sale going on. That's one of the reasons why I got it. And I'll just mention this. I love that skid system. I am so glad I got that skid system. It's just, I mean, I just like it being there, driving on the road. I don't have to worry about anything popping up in there. It was nice wheeling in Hidden Falls with it too, because man, I turtled on at one point because Greg from Underground Graphics had like a 4-inch lift or something on his Gladiator. I was just following his ass.
Wow. So, dude, even on 38s, and I'm sure Ed will say the same thing. We were dragging skid all down the Rubicon. So I'm so glad I got Travis's. I bought Travis's undercloak from Metal Cloak and put it on. Thank God I did, because we were on it the whole way.
Oh, it's so nice just to have that protection there. And I didn't mind scraping the paint and gouging the metal, because it's like, yeah, that's what it's there for, man.
Well, Matt, if you pick a proper line, you didn't drag, but that's a different story.
If you don't know what you're doing, yeah.
So you're saying whenever you weren't spotting me?
I kind of feeling Roger spotting me.
Yeah, probably the only. I mean, I just got the Genrite skid plate because it goes with that.
Rick, you bought a Genrite item? No.
Yeah. I know it's hard to believe, but it goes with it. I bought this Genrite one because it matches up with that rear truss, or not truss. Cross member. There you go.
Cross member.
The 4-link cross member, and but I think they've got one that goes from it all the way up to the motor, so I'm gonna have to get that one too before I hit the Rubicon.
Hey, I don't want to freak him out, but is Ralph a new entry here to the round table? I don't remember that name.
That's something that you introduced with Grok on the last episode.
Yeah, I just popped in. Sorry.
No, don't be sorry.
You're fine. Yeah.
No, I just wanted to welcome you if you were new. If you're not new, I wanted to ask you what the hell happened, or did you coming back from war abuse?
Yeah, I didn't mind it. No, how's it going, Ralph?
Welcome.
Yep,
Where you
from? Basically, military background. So basically around North Carolina, Alaska, North Carolina area.
Marine. I see your
Alaska, North Carolina area. That's a pretty big fucking area.
I see your
never give away your position.
Got to keep it secret. Air Force, and yeah, I was just in Death Valley, just went to Moab, and right now just wandering around New Mexico, checking out the trails.
Nice.
Oh, I bet you that's nice.
You mean I-40?
I don't know. I followed the GPS,
trail.
But
no, I was talking about the Interstate 40, where the slow lane will test your suspension.
Yeah, slow lane will wear your suspension out.
Yeah, I just had to get new shocks actually, because the Mojave shocks suck. They only last like 30 to 70,000 miles, so I had to keep getting them recharged. So yeah, just had to get those rebuilt, and yeah, right now close to Albuquerque for first time doing Day of the Dead type of thing. Gonna check that out, and I got I got a good list of places to go actually from the locals. San Lorenzo, Alamos Gaps. I'm looking at it now. Holy Ghost Wilderness. So that's on my to-do this weekend.
Nice.
Just
Sounds
enjoy.
terrible.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's horrendous.
So you're former military?
Yeah, I was Air Force.
Oh, what'd you do?
Oh, John's got a friend.
He's
There we
gonna
go.
unmute. Just give him 2 seconds.
Oh,
I was a loggy, unfortunately.
You're what?
You were
Log logistics.
What were you?
You're a loggy? I'm a loggy.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
The hell's a loggy?
Logistics.
Logistics. Oh,
Breaking
We
my
deal
back.
with deployments.
is that like the brown Santa for the Air Force?
pretty
Yeah,
much.
just working overtime a lot.
How long were you in?
8 years, actually.
Okay.
Well, when were you in?
Gee whiz.
07 to like whatever it was, 15 or something like that.
So you got, I got out in 06. I was a comm troop. So
Oh, there you go.
did you get to do any deployments?
Yeah, I went to Bagram and Oman. That's it.
That's it?
Well, you didn't
Yeah.
make it through IUD while you were heading to
Everybody-
Bagram?
No, of course. Yeah.
What's your
IUD
Bob?
Kuwait.
I was actually stationed at IUD.
Nice. Yeah, I got there. I was like, man, you guys got a movie theater, if I remember right.
Yep.
So if you
Oh, cool.
spend some time at the bra, go get your little drink card punched with your 3 drinks a night or whatever.
If
Yeah.
you're lucky.
The
Yeah,
best
they have
part
pool
about that
tables
was if
and
somebody had a birthday while we were over there, everybody would give them one of their drinks and their little drink card type thing.
I forgot about that.
Holy crap.
John, what's better is you go over there with your civilian DOD ID and then your military ID so you could have 6 a night. Because they changed it over to the CAC readers where you put the CAC in and it kept track of how many drinks you had.
So when I was there, it was like a little punch card. You hand it to them, and they had like a little hole punch, and they would just punch it off or whatever.
I just go run to the
Yeah, it was
Nice
was
gym
fun.
too.
Yeah, nice gym. So I liked how they had base town and ops town separated. So kind
yeah.
of gave you a little more flexibility in base town.
Yeah, fortunately, I didn't get to go off base there. Well, I don't think you could as a transient. So
No.
Oh, you
I
did
was
get a chance to go try to drive through the roundabouts with all the Lamborghinis and Hayabusas flying by you and everything.
I was more interested in those people jumping Land Rovers personally.
The craziest ones when we were out there were the Aussies. 'Cause the Aussies had their own compound. They stayed over in Ops Town. They didn't come to base town. And you'd be in uniform, like doing your thing, walk by, look over, and they'd be out there in flip flops and Hawaiian shirts with a barbecue grill going and a beer, just kind of hanging out, watching everybody else in their reflective belts.
I was on night shift, so I didn't get to see much of shit.
I remember them in
Or
Bagram.
I worked
Beer.
if you know the base or even as a transient, if you saw where the giant golf ball was, that was what I worked in.
Oh yeah. Well, they were probably still working out of the tent at the time instead of the building.
Well, when we got over there, we didn't have anything for conduits to run fiber between the tents and the buildings and everything, so we used the 20-ounce Coke bottle trick. I don't know if you saw that.
Yep.
You just cut the ends of the Coke bottle off and shove them into each other, and
Yep.
you run your fiber through that and bury it in the ground, and there's your conduit. So
Sure, that's how our
pretty
infrastructure here in the U.S. is.
yeah,
Well,
it's impressive what you
Spectrum.
can come up with.
when my supervisor
It
was,
gave me
their zipper net was in a tent. I was like, well, that's really
we had zipper. I mean, it was in a tent, but the tent was inside of a skiff, right? So kind of thing set up. So you couldn't get to the tent unless you were cleared.
well, by the time I got there, they had the big looked like an old warehouse they turned into the reception area. The big overhang that came out. And then they had a
What
small,
where the brawl is?
huh?
You talking about the giant where the brawl was?
Oh no, this is over on the other side of the flight line. Because they now have a customs building now too, where you had your amnesty box that you get to throw all your stuff in that you weren't supposed to be bringing in the first place.
One guy had
One
a
girl
grenade.
went up to my supervisor and said, "Do you have a black bag? Because some of the stuff you weren't supposed to be bringing were sex toys."
Air Force.
Oh no, that's
Yeah.
everything.
That base is it's transient. It's also R&R for downrange. So you had
Yeah.
Marines, Army, Navy, the British were there. I mean,
Yep.
everybody was, well, used to be anyway. I don't know. That was what, 10 or 20 years ago.
It
So
was still like that. I was trying to do a support agreement with the Brits on a forklift.
I got called out to the Brits tornado squadron one time because they called in and opened up a ticket saying they had no connection on their PC that was in the hangar or whatever. Got out there to look at it, and when I walked in, you could just see the word "no connection" bouncing around the monitor like this, just bouncing around. So I reached down and I turned the PC on and booted it up. You know,
Nice.
we'll go ahead and close this ticket. Don't worry, we won't tell anybody.
That'll be $5,000.
It did give me a new respect for the Cisco switches hardware, because those things would be like underneath desks being used as footrest inside the tents. And we get a call that something stopped working. You would literally go out there, unplug them, tip them up, and knock all the sand out of them, and then hit them with some compressed air, plug them back in, and boot them up, and they're working fine. Over here, everything is in a nice climate controlled closet and like all this really, but over there, shit just worked. Oh.
Yeah, you should see the
So,
boxes of switches that we have for the combat comm nowadays. It's like one of
probably
them.
all white box shit, man.
One box is full of 10 8-port switches, and the other one is full of 10 10-port switches. And we have like 8 miles of freaking Cat5 that we bring.
Still running copper. It's crazy.
It's amazing what they're doing with copper still.
You
We don't even use it for iDRAC anymore.
The copper is just to connect in between tents and stuff. Mostly it's the fiber, and if you got to go over a long distance, then you have the tack fiber that you use.
Well, fiber's more secure.
Well, they're all secure using the systems that we have.
You didn't just use extension cords?
Roger wasn't allowed over there. Roger was still stateside, so I don't think we didn't have to worry about that. Did y'all see what I posted earlier about?
I missed that. What did you say? Posted earlier about what?
Northridge.
Oh yeah.
That's frustrating as hell.
I figured he was just not paying Greg because it's Greg.
No, it seems to be multiple vendors, right? So
yeah, that actually makes more sense.
Yeah, my RCVs have been ready, but they won't drop ship them until they catch up with what they called an accounting problem.
Yeah.
Where's this at?
Northridge. So we ordered the RCVs through them.
Yeah.
And they won't release them. There's an accounting issue, and Northridge needs to clear it up with RCV before they'll drop ship.
Ooh.
Can you cancel the order and get them somewhere else?
Yeah, just order them straight from RCV.
Yep. They said that they expect it to be wrapped up in the next, few weeks, and I've already been waiting like 10 weeks for it or whatever. So
oh my goodness.
Ordered it back in August.
That's a lot.
Ordered it back in August. So Well, I was hoping I was going to have it for the Moab trip. Luckily, I didn't need them in Moab, but I got back and I've been waiting and waiting, and I told him I was like, I'll give you to the end of next week. If it's just not sorted out by then, I'm canceling the order and just source them somewhere else.
They're probably okay with that. That way they're not spending money.
You could probably ship it to that
So
that place in Moab, whatever that shipping company is, but they'll charge you $10.
the shipping company. Talk about that mailbox place down on the main drag.
Yeah, right beside, I think it was the car wash or something.
It is. It's right beside the car wash. We actually stopped in there because when you go to Elephant Hill, you can get your permit 24 hours ahead of time online instead of having to go to the ranger's office when you get there. But you have to print your permit out and put it in your window before you leave, so you have it go to the gate. We're like, well, who the fuck has a printer? We're in a VRBO. It didn't come with an office complex in there, right? So we ended up going to that mailbox was just to print out. It was like 15 cents, and we had to wait forever in line just to pay the 15 cents. It was crazy.
I was surprised how many people were there considering the shutdown.
Now.
That's interesting with North. I mean, like I ordered a bunch of Dana stuff and some Motobilt stuff yesterday. I think it's all I think it all shipped either last night or this morning. For half from their warehouse, and normally like Motobilt definitely will. I'd expect like by tonight I'll have the tracking from Motobilt. But I think it was like 3-4 weeks ago I did something else through them. And it
probably
came
not
right away.
all vendors, probably not all vendors, but they've got some issues with certain ones apparently.
Yeah, so. I suspect that. Well, I think Tony at Genrite was having cash flow or order issues about, I guess, a year ago, and he was doing some wild stuff. So I think the industry has just been in a funk for the last year, maybe year and a half.
Because they keep giving so much shit away.
RCV would be flush with fucking cash, much as they charge her.
Well, and some of it's
RCV may not be the issue.
Some of it's just administration stuff. Like I work in the parts business, and there's a company that we do drop ships for, and that also purchases from us, or that we purchase from, and their office staff will sit on orders for days before they even send them to us.
Dude,
so some of it's just administrative.
Yeah, in construction, we fight our accounting department to get our guys paid. Like it's literally a battle every week to make sure checks get out the door.
Yeah, and
we're not doing the payment run till next whatever.
Yep.
Yeah, and I'm not saying Northridge isn't paying the bills. I'm just saying whatever accounting problem they have is really delayed out my RCV shipment.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, accounting problem to me sounds like a nice way of saying pay the bill.
It did, but I didn't want to make an assumption on something, especially if you're recording it and going to put it on YouTube Live.
Yeah, just my opinion.
So
I'll say it. They need to pay their bill.
I wish they would pay me.
Well, I mean, they could always come on here and tell us what was going on. Tell us about RCV not providing product or whatever's going on.
Did you get a good deal?
Congress on?
What's that?
Can we get somebody from Congress on so I can get paid?
Well, there's a
but there's a donor. There was a anonymous donor that gave $130 million so you guys could get paid.
I think that was just the military, and since I'm civil service during the week, it doesn't count.
Yeah, well, that was just.
I'm sorry, man. That's your fault. You chose poorly.
I think it's like $7 billion to pay the troops anyway. $7 billion to pay the troops anyway. Do you feel like you got a good deal there, John, on your RCVs through Northridge?
Yeah, the deal
doesn't get them.
Great.
He's got great pictures of them for $3,000.
I wasn't actually. It was around 1,400, I think, for the set. But the problem is so they actually shipped a set out initially, but they shipped the one for the factory e-locker. And because I run the Dynatrack with the Eaton e-locker, they were the wrong ones. So it started out with RCV having the Eaton e-locker ones back ordered, So they were waiting for the back order to come through, and then the accounting problem came around, and then I don't know.
Which is probably the transfer, the refund and hit. So there's a credit invoice from RCV sitting in the system, and then they need that to process plus the payment or something crazy.
Well, they did say we give your money back today if you want. And I'm like, I really prefer to just to have the fucking RCVs, right?
It'd really be great to have the axles.
Yeah, the money's been spent, right? So that's not really a thing anymore. So
Well, a lot of times too, like companies that make a lot of like, I'm sure they order from RCV, you know, I'm not going to say daily, but weekly, and they'll have, you know, a weekly purchase order sent in.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes some of those will just fall through a crack. Like, you know, I worked for Coca-Cola for 20 years. At any given point in time, Coca-Cola was in the negative here locally, just my local warehouse, a couple $1 million in, you know, purchase orders that hadn't been paid because they just fell through the cracks. And they would send people out to go try and get them closed. But I mean, that was at any given point in time, there were pages and pages and pages of open orders.
That
Oh,
half
like
the
the-
time it's like the vendor not recording it correctly. Like our crap will get like put on another company's stuff. Like, and then they'll like send some collector after me. I'll be like, we paid this like 3 years ago. Like it's insane what, like there's just too many AP people, and those they don't give a fuck about their jobs.
I had that problem with Ryder Logistics because we were renting trucks from the leasing portion. We were doing warehousing through the 3PL operations, and then we had the transportation division. Well, accounting was paying the one division all the money. Of course, they didn't report that they were getting overpaid. Then the other divisions coming after us and like, you guys need to figure this shit out.
Yep. And then they take their fucking sweet time figuring it out.
Well, we'll get it fixed on the next payment run next week.
Yeah.
Bite me. God, I hate that response.
Yeah.
So I got a Jeep JLJT question, not to mess up you guys' accounting crap, but
Hey, ask or die, man. Get in there.
The FADs that you guys have got JLs and JTs with the FADs in them. Have you had any issues with those?
What?
Because I'm
no.
And reason I'm
It's for
asking
an axle disconnect. You got one in yours, Steve.
Oh, why didn't you just say electronic quick disconnect?
It's not the slave bar disconnect. It's different.
I don't even have a JL, and I know it's called an FAD.
You have a 3-piece axle is what you got, Steve.
Yeah. I just never heard called the FAD.
So, well, because the question is, you know, when I go, eventually I'm gonna put RCVs in there, and the option is you can put a 2-piece a single axle, 1-piece RCV or the 2-piece RCV on the passenger side and get rid, basically delete the FAD. So that's my question. Has anybody had any experience with having issues, especially once you go with bigger tires?
I would delete the FAD as quick as possible.
I mean, I've run 37s for 60,000 miles and probably 4,000 miles on the 38s, and no issues.
I think the issue with the FADs that I've seen at least have not really been with the shafts. They've been with the housing and the weak spot that comes from the box side.
Right. Well,
yeah, the housing breaks at the FAD point, right?
Right. Well, I've got a Artec truss coming. Thanks, Ed.
You're welcome.
Awesome. And anyway, I got an Artec truss coming for that, so hopefully we'll have that part resolved. But the part
Rick,
that
whenever I was talking with RCV, whenever I put them in this one, you know, on these axles, they actually suggested do not delete the FAD, keep the FAD, you know, on the JL axles.
Why?
Part of it is you don't want to, because of the JL axles and everything, you'll backspin everything, and they said that's the whole reason for the FAD. You don't want to backspin like your T case constantly.
I thought the reason for the FAD was to save 59 cents in gas every year.
What's that? But you also don't spin anything back of the axle.
Yeah, but I spin everything on the back of my JK axle because it doesn't have a fat, and I haven't had any issues with that. Right.
I own
Well,
I owned
I think
enough 90 Chevy pickups that I never want to deal with a fad.
right, but part of that is my understanding is has to do with the way they set the axle up. They didn't give it enough pinion angle. Once you start tilting that axle up a little bit, you kind of just robbing Peter to pay Paul in order to get your drive line where you don't have a vibration.
I mean, realistically, that's a good point for you, Rick. Is that so? I would bet your front drive shaft shorter than ours on the JLs, and the fads keep it from, because you don't have it spinning. Then you don't have issues. So the 392s don't have fads. They have the fad housing, but they
Right.
delete them from the factory.
Right.
And those guys have issues with aftermarket drive shafts vibrating.
Yep. That's one of the things I heard. So, but I just wondered if anybody else had any issues with, that it's got that slide collar that goes over that. Have you all heard or seen, or does anybody break those?
I don't think there was one. I think I sent you the poll I did on the JL forums.
Right.
I don't think there was one fad collar issue.
I don't think the front drive shaft would be that much different.
Yeah, I think from everything that I've seen in person, I've seen it a lot. The fad issues have really been housing. So I've seen two in person on the highway, one on the highway on a turnaround, and one in somebody's driveway, just driving where the housing just cracked and like their whole axle kind of tacoed down or whatever and broke. And but again, that wasn't anything related to the shafts or anything like that. That was just the
You're not gonna
factory
get rid of
JL
that.
housings.
I don't think I've even heard of a
disconnect.
Do what?
I was just saying you're not going to get rid of that potential problem just by doing a front axle disconnect delete.
I don't think I've actually heard of someone spinning a collar, Rick.
Right.
Like, because it's just actuated, like a electrically actuated collar that goes on it. I don't think I've heard of anybody spinning there.
Rick.
It's essentially
Rich had.
It's essentially the same style collar that's in a manual transmission chip.
You should give Rich a call. Rich had a lot to say about it because I asked that question about trucks a while quite a lot of that, and he had a lot of information about them.
Okay.
Another thing, Rick, if you want to maintain it, let me know. Because I've got the service manual, so I give you the pinouts and everything, and you can literally have it turn on and off.
Yeah, I'm just going to run I'll figure out. Basically, I'm just going to have a rocker switch where I can, disconnect it or connect it depending on what I've got going on.
Okay.
That'd be easy for me. I don't have any computer issues or any of that crap going on with it. Just disconnect or connect it. But before I spend $1,500 on RCVs, I'd kind of like to know, do I, which ones do I get? And the RCVs do have a lifetime warranty. That's even with the 2-piece axle up to 43-inch tires, I think it is.
Yeah.
I think before I'd be worried about the collar on the fad, I'd be more worried about the chain and the transfer case.
Yeah.
Like my primary focus would be getting an Atlas over deleting a fad kind of thing. I mean, I know the price is equivalent there, but I mean, that's where I would be more concerned. I mean, if you're gonna have a JL axle, I mean, putting everything in there as close to factory possible, I don't think you can go wrong either way, personally.
Yeah. And
are you going to go with an Atlas later?
Say again.
So are you going to go with an Atlas later? Or are you going to stay with the
no? Eventually,
transfer case.
Eventually, I'll go with an Atlas, but you're looking at $3,000-$4,000, and
right. But what I'm saying is, if you're asking your question, the people that are running Atlases with the gear-driven transfer case that have that front drive shaft coming in, is there a preference of one versus the other on an Atlas? So Matt, you didn't have any issues, but you got the clutch driven transfer case like the 392, right?
Yeah.
So, is it a different behavior if you're running that with a gear driven transfer case like a Damon 300. Like, I don't know. If that's a set you're going to eventually run and you're worried about spending a whole shitload of money on something like RCVs first, then I wouldn't look up to what people are experiences with
one thing I'd look at too,
chain
Rick,
driven.
is so both Ed and I have the factory CV axle shafts, and so anything with a full-time transfer case has factory CVs, and that was another thing where like I don't think in that poll anybody had an issue with the factory CVs, even on 40s or whatever. With and we're even if you swap, we're at I mean rated 375 horsepower, 475 pounds of torque on mine, and the same thing with the 392 has the same CV joints as ours do.
Yeah, but
So,
the 392 it's not it doesn't have a fad in it, does it?
yeah, but regardless of the fad, so there's basically no fad failures, and then I think there was one or two U-joint axle shaft failures, and you could buy a and I'm sure you can get takeoffs somebody that gets at RCVs for cheap and just run factory CVs.
Bill runs the factory CVs, obviously, in his 392 with 37s. And I mean, he wheels it pretty decently. He's not super ginger on it.
Do you know what that front axle you got? You know what it came out of, Rick?
Yeah, it's a 2023 wide track. It was a max tow package Gladiator.
Okay. Well, the reason why I ask is there's different options for those RCVs, whether it be Rubicon versus the tow package. Chuck ran into that as an issue. He thought his were going to be the Rubicon ones, but the Mojave was the same as the max tow package. I think it was.
Yeah, the shafts are a little longer.
Well, yeah. If you have a gear-driven case, don't you get more of like a true neutral where it wouldn't matter if you were back feeding versus a chain case?
Well, but that's why I was saying, if you're going to eventually run an Atlas, then get the behavior from that, the feedback.
Yeah, I mean,
it could be different.
Yeah, I mean, so I think like the vast majority of complaints about the front have been front drive shaft vibration from excessive angle, and it just depends on. So you're not going to be able to change your pinion to C's without rewelding those, Rick. Right? So you're gonna have built-in 6-degree separation. So if you go dead flat on your pinion, you'll have 6 degrees of caster, which in general is the goal for a JL to drive well. And so anything less, and why monkey with that if you can disconnect your front drive shaft, never have any vibration concerns, because you're not going to be driving 80 in the desert. Well, you might be driving 80 in the desert, but that eliminates any concern that you would have with any angular stuff in the front, and lets you probably even get a little fat with the angle in the front because it drops you to just when you're in four-wheel drive.
I don't know if I'd want to do that 80 in the desert in that TJ.
Why not?
Stretch. Tony does it, damn it.
So it sounds like keeping the fat is kind of more what everybody's leaning towards. Just because of the advantage versus the disadvantage.
To me, it's just another failure point, but
that's what I think.
But if they're not failing,
30,000.
Yeah.
I mean, if they're not failing, but yet they're giving you the advantage of not having to worry about front axle vibration. I mean, I think to me that would say keep it, because the failure point that seems like it's actually happened is not the fat itself; it's the axle housing.
How are you going to know when you need to change the U-joints?
Change the U-joint
when they come apart, like mine did.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, that's actually a good point. Rick, did you have U-joints in yours? Not CVs?
Oh, in my dry shift? Yeah.
No, front axle you bought.
Yeah.
Go.
Yep, it's U-joints, but I'm re-gearing, so I'm gonna, I'm gonna change out that back yoke to the 1350, so it matches up with my drive shaft. I've also got I picked up a factory locker for $200, which I thought was
There you go.
which
Oh
I
yeah.
thought which I thought was a pretty good deal. So I could put that in there, but that also changes which axles you put in. So, I'm to put that in, I'm gonna have to get different axles anyway. So I can either, maybe
Axles or drive shafts.
Axle shafts.
Axle, it's a different spline count.
32,
Gotcha.
right?
Oh, I don't know what it is, but it's a different spline count. That's why you have to do different ones.
Yeah, well,
Yes.
and there's a different,
different.
it's a different length. It's a different length, and that's the main thing.
You might be able to trim, to get the different length.
Well, that was what you can, because I think Chuck was saying that's what RCB told him to do, and he was like, "Fuck off! I just paid you $1,500. I'm not gonna chop saw my axle shafts and cut a little bit off. You're gonna send me the right ones."
Well, he wasn't very happy with that.
But that's also what you do. Like the Yukon rears for ours, you trim to fit.
Yeah,
and you just got to turn it right, and Ed will tell you why.
Well, that's the same with, like, if you buy like a 9-inch from Mosier or QuickTime or one of them, that you, like, if you order a custom length housing or custom width housing, a lot of times they'll send you, X length axles and say cut them to fit. Like, that's pretty standard. That's not weird.
Yeah.
So, because I'd have been out there with a chop saw making those fuckers fit.
That's a tale. I got rid of the Grand Wagoneer this week.
Yep.
That
Got
was
the
a sad one. Sad
I
one to
thought
get
you
rid
liked
of.
that. Why'd you get rid of it?
Oh, I loved it. It saved us around $700 a month, and almost none of that was car payment. It was insurance and gas.
Oh, I was about to
So
say,
we
it
got
sounds like a fucking awesome fucking resale. Huh? But
no, the resale tanked, man. So I think we probably lost about half the equity we had in it, I think. So we're still, when we traded in a paid off Tahoe, so I mean it was we had quite a bit on there, so it was still good. But I mean, right now the brand new ones you can get for like the mid-60s for the base Grand Wagoneer. That's not the regular, that's a Grand with the discounts that they've got running. So that really hurt trade-in value. But we went with the Grand Cherokee Overland. It's still got every one of the features besides the Hemi that the Grand had. It's got the massaging, air conditioning, heated seats, whatever. It's even got night vision in this thing. It's got the automatic air ride, suspension, all that stuff. It just doesn't have the fucking Hemi. So
it does not have it does not have butt massagers. So I mean, I wouldn't have it.
It does. It actually does.
I thought you said it didn't.
No, it does. It has the massaging seats. It has all of that shit.
But it's the back
Bill got rid
massager.
of his Wagoneer as well.
Oh, it is. It's the back massagers the same way that the Grand had. It didn't have a butt massager. It had a Grand back massager.
That's what I'm saying. If it doesn't have a butt massager, what's the point?
But if you have seen the latest advertising from Jeep, it's not the most comfortable vehicle to have sex in.
That's what we use to make our decisions for buying a vehicle.
I did like that commercial. That is a good commercial.
So that comedian, Eliza Schlesinger, she was back during COVID. There's an arena right by our neighborhood, and they wanted a way for people to still make money, I guess, in the area. So they hosted outdoor events, and one of them was her doing an outdoor stand-up routine of hers. And as you can tell from that commercial, whatever, she is rather filthy, and it's a lot worse when she's not, doing a commercial for a major car company. And she was just telling these jokes. She was just telling these jokes over loudspeaker across the whole neighborhood. So
yeah, is that real, or is that just her playing around? Like, has Jeep got that out, or
no? Jeep put it out with her.
Jeep posted it. Yeah, Jeep posted it.
Yeah, I did not know that. I caught it like 2 days ago, and then I saw it again today. And I was like, I need to share that. I shared it on one of the Facebook Jeep Talk Show pages. But yeah, you were talking about Wagoneer, and it made me think of that. I actually shared it and saw it again today.
The biggest cost savings for us was, number one, it was almost out of warranty. It had almost 36,000 miles on it. But the biggest ones were 9 miles a gallon at premium fuel versus 20 to 25 miles a gallon regular fuel. And then the other big one was obviously insurance. When you put 2 teenagers on it, they charge you a fucking fortune for insurance on the brand. So
hey,
it was massive.
Hey, quick question for Ed and Rick. I just posted a picture on Roundtable. I have just kind of mocked in, and I still got to bend it up. But were you guys able to fit your PDCs on the outside of the AC line, or did you have to go to the inside on the passenger side of the fenders? I just can't tell if it's going to clear the hood or not.
I think I put mine on the outside.
Yeah.
I'd have to go out and look. I think what I did is I actually moved, you got it, carefully, but you can carefully and not, I didn't move it very far, but I moved that AC line in towards the motor just a little bit.
Like a half inch, kind of rotated up.
Yeah, just kind of I don't know, a couple inches.
That's probably further than I'm getting out of it. But I just posted a picture on Roundtable if you want to look at it. But so I can get it like all the way back towards the battery and get it in the bin. And so if I could put it there and it just flatten, because I have the bracket just stock right now. So if I flatten the bracket out, I think I can get it here and still get all the wires connected. And it's kind of nice as it tucks it in. I just don't know if it's going to clear the hood once I get it all the way cut.
Hey, Matt, I'll keep talking, but I'll carry mine over where you can see it.
Oh.
But you should be able to bend the AC lines a little bit, like as long as you don't like crank on them, just move them slow and steady.
Yeah.
I've bent AC lines in cars before. It's never been a big deal.
Yeah.
I've got it rotated, so I was able to fit it. So if you look at that picture, like I've got the AC line rotated about an inch up, like an inch towards the center line of the engine, and I was able to shove the PDC between the AC line and the fender. I just don't know because when I finally cut the hood right, I just want to make sure the hood's going to shut on it.
Yeah, Ed's trying to show you his, but everybody else started talking. I think you
talk, Ed.
Yeah. Oh, okay, Matt. So here, hang on, working my way back over there. I thought you were looking at it, but see can you see it?
Yeah.
Right inside of the relay box, and
so it's kind of angled in. I think my inners are a little flatter maybe than yours. Okay, but it fit on the inside. Okay, cool.
It looks like he bent his AC line more too.
Yeah. So.
So Grand Wagoneer for under 65,000, huh? That's what they're advertising.
Oh.
So I think Bill got rid of his Wagoneer, didn't he, John?
Yeah, he got a Ram, didn't he?
Yeah.
Oh, Tony, what's her name from Meek Magnet that actually did the branding for this LJ here?
Monica,
yeah. Yeah, I don't know how well it's showing up, but
so
she did.
Is it just the logo?
No, it's it's everything that's dark, and even
that's nice.
And the orange and everything that matches. Yeah.
Oh, they do great work. I mean, I've never had any Meek Magnet stuff. I'm just going by what everybody told me that went to Moab, and I guess it was this year actually that had the Jeep Talk Show logos.
Yeah, I saw his, and saw Ed came by in person a week or two ago, and it looks great. Like you think it was a wrap,
right?
Yeah, so she gets to do the white JL next.
They have hood. I don't know if they're magnets. I think they're just stickers, but they have hood. Different hood things, or you can do I think a custom hood decal.
think she has branched over into like vinyl stickers and that kind of thing.
Yeah. So Ed was telling me they got to have two different things. One for the basically for the JL, they got to do it in some like sucker thing, like a thing that like sucks onto it. And whereas for the LJ, because it's all steel, it's actually magnets.
Yeah, what they started with.
Anode technology.
Yeah, it's kind of like a static clean type thing.
Cool beans. I seen where Ed, I seen where they Artec said they shipped my stuff, so I should be getting that. My brown Santa gonna be complaining about that one too.
Yeah, I actually received the tracking number today and put it in the thing so it would send it to you.
Deal.
I had the white Santa for the barn stuff, and he did not like the skid plate.
Oh no! But yeah, white Santa for purple and orange Santa. For me, was like you got a whole bunch of shit.
Well, mine came over like 3 different deliveries over 5 different days, like.
Mhm.
But the skid plate came by itself, and that was the one that like he complained about.
Yeah. Yeah, when I got my barn skid plate, it just came bare with a sticker on it. It wasn't wrapped in it wasn't in a box or anything.
Yeah, mine same thing.
Yeah.
I think that says a lot about the quality. They don't care. They're not worried about it being damaged in shipping.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's a badass skid plate, dude. I don't think it would stay in a box.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah, I know what
if
you
that
mean.
truck got in a wreck, I'd be more worried about the truck than the skid plate.
How thick is that skid plate, Rick?
Which one?
The one you got on yours.
The barn. I got the Barnes flat one on there right now. I want to say it's 3/16 at least. It may be whatever gauge is thicker than that because it's pretty thick.
I got it sitting right under mine right now. I can check it.
Mine was
It's
3/16 from Undercover Fab Works. It was heavy as hell, I can tell you that.
I would have guessed that mine was 3/16 as well.
Survey says, oh well.
You gotta figure out how to read the caliper first.
Measure twice.
Well, it's 35 1/28, whatever that is.
See, you told me.
930 seconds would be 4.5 16ths, right?
No, 9:30 seconds.
I always like move it a little bit, so it's over a quarter. It's like
an actual ruler on that thing too.
Just fat of a quarter.
Yeah, I don't think it's a full quarter, but I think it's a little bit more than a 3/16 though, because it just seemed heavy, man, real heavy.
I'd have to walk out to the shop.
75 pounds. And you did a body lift, didn't you?
Yeah, I did a 1-inch body lift. I did that Terraflex. It's got the Terraflex one with the aluminum little pucks. They're aluminum pucks, not the rubber pucks.
So did you have any issues with your fan shroud?
Nope. Because I did the 1-inch motor mount lift and everything too.
So I originally was doing a motor mount lift, but then when I was jacking up the back and trying to put the pan on, it wouldn't go up because the bell housing was hitting. I was like, well, I'm not massaging that part of the Jeep. So I took the 1-inch motor mount lift off, and now the motor sits flatter, and I had to move down the fan shroud. So it's actually held in by zip ties right now.
Yeah, buddy. TJ Life.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Eyes are us.
I have
Mine-
electric fans, so that's not an issue with my body lift.
Yeah, the skid's quarter. I just at least I have the one for the long arm, but I put a tape on it. It's quarter.
Yeah, mine.
Okay.
Remember how I was asking about metal cloak and maybe extending their arms? Well, I called them and they were no help.
Oh, really? Who'd
Yeah.
you talk to there,
Was it Chris?
Chris? Yeah, Chris and I were pretty good. I mean, they just may not do it. I know
They
so
just can't.
Yeah, Clayton was. I actually emailed Clayton. I feel bad because I didn't end up going that way. The Clayton guy gave me a 20 paragraph response. It was really awesome. But to be honest, I ended up just wanting to go round instead of the square that they do. But he was like, "Man, you can I can give you a couple options. I can run it long and cut it, and leave it long for you. You can cut it to length and weld it in. You can call me and give me the lengths you want, and I'll do that." I definitely that made me really respect Clayton, how he responded to me.
Yeah.
That's cool.
So I need to come up with something. I've actually started looking at the other metal cloak arms to figure out if there was something I could use off of something else.
I'm really disappointed that Chris wouldn't have done that for you. He's always been really good for me.
Well, I mean, yeah, I love their products, and there's, no hard feelings against him for not being able to do it. I just don't know how they get their products. I mean, maybe their stuff gets shipped into them already cut the length. I'm not sure. Do they do everything in house, or is it some stuff is?
I thought that at least that they do in house, but can you do straight or do you have to have bends?
Those are the ones I have are straight, and that's why I was kind of looking at the bent ones. But if I get the bent ones, then I'm going to have to get another Artec truss and cut off the mounts on the lowers and reposition them probably.
So if you've already got straights and you're just changing lengths, TMR will do aluminum links for you, and we'll do a custom cut. They'll custom machine it to the thread pitch of the metal cloaks. I mean, I'm in. They're not cheap, but they're not they're definitely way less expensive than say going to a RPM kit or something like that. But so I want to say the pair maybe 350 or 400, and they'll you tell them how long to make them, and what pitch to what thread to thread the ends at, and they'll machine it for you and ship it out to you.
I might talk to my buddy who's does a lot of race car stuff. He might know somebody who could do that locally for me, maybe. The other option I could think of is getting longer tubes on my own and then cutting off the metal cloak joints and having them re-welded on to the new longer.
All right. Well, we're going to wrap this up. This has been a YouTube live. Hopefully, you enjoyed listening to the roundtable. It's every Tuesday and Thursday, 7:30 p.m. Not quite sure if we're going to be doing a recording on the Thursday one or not, but certainly on Tuesday. So, not an actual episode, but something that you can watch and listen to on our YouTube channel. Thank you very much. Have a great night.
They have 3 different thicknesses they'll do, and you just tell them it's a different price per range of length based on aluminum. 30 seconds. If you're not hitting 1,000 amps to if you can look at the fuse curves, it takes so on a 300 amp fuse, it takes 20 seconds to blow it at 400 amps, and you're not going to pull 400 amps on your winch for 20 seconds.
Well, yeah, I guess, because really that spike would probably happen at the initial start of the pull when it was under heavy load. But still, I thought about just taking, Matt, I'm sure you've seen those battery disconnects, the little knob you can just turn. I was going to just put one of those on mine. I mean, just turn it off, leave it off.
Yeah, so I mean, my main thing was I wanted something and like that was the good thing about the switch one, right? But I wanted something that I didn't have to open the hood to screw with,
Yeah.
right? Because like you don't. What if you forget to turn it on, and then you're some crazy off camber craziness, right?
Well,
Where you
that's why
can't
I
get the
thought
hood
about
open.
putting it. I thought about putting it in the wheel well instead.
Yeah.
You know, like just below the battery in the wheel well.
Mm-hmm.
No, I think that's a great idea. I want to check on the amperage though, because I thought it was more than that.
Yeah,
I was concerned. I was concerned about the winch cable shorting out, and I've got something on there now. I actually have a not a what do you call it? Not a fuse, a breaker. I put a breaker on mine.
Yeah.
No,
So
I
the
take
one
that
thing
back.
is
It wasn't on the
though
winch. It was on the 12 volts that I put in the back of the Gladiator. You know how you could get a Gladiator with a 120 volt plug in the back? I didn't get that, but I ran a cable back there so I could run the air compressor and plug straight into the 12 volts. And I put a breaker on that. That's what it was.
Well, and I think that the amount of amps that it can pull is the reason why, you know, Warren doesn't really ever give any winches with inline fuses.
Well, that and the battery is a limitation too. So like you
Really?
wouldn't want to
need that
800 cold cranking amps.
Yeah, but so it's self fused at 800, right? So
850,
yeah. So like if like, are you gonna put
that's cold cranking though? Also,
is it? I thought it melted the battery down and all the lines running to it.
Yeah. So but so I actually like I thought it was bullshit when somebody responded that to me, and I googled it, and it was like that's the max output. That's like literally all you can pull out of that battery. So like the difference between to blow a 600 amp fuse, you've got to pump like 1,000 amps through it, and so the battery can't even do it. So the battery, it's like the battery can't even blow that fuse. Like even the 300 amp that I've got, like that's like it might blow before the battery maxes out.
But here's the other thought to that. So like, you know, you're talking about what the winch itself can draw. If you just chafe a line somewhere and it's arcing out on your frame, that's not going to pull the current that would be necessary to break that fuse. You know, so the fuse that's necessary for the winch, even if it's only a 300 amp fuse, the fuse that's necessary to break the current on the winch under load with the winch is going to be way higher than what you would need to break. You know, if it starts shorting on the frame, which is why I like the best
thing
of both
is you
worlds
got to
and
go
just turn
high.
it off.
Yeah, but you got to go super high amperage because the concern you're going to have is melting down terminals and melting the wire.
Oh yeah, causing a
because
fire.
once you short to the frame, you've got a direct run that's got like 0.001 ohms to it, right? Which jams up the amperage, and that's what starts melting stuff down.
I'd worry about like the computer also, because you know the computer's grounded out. So I don't know. I just figured.
I don't know that it's going to jump across. Yeah, I mean it's not a bad thing to shut it off. The only reason that I shied away from a switch was I figured I'd be the dumbass that forgot to turn it on, and I ended up in some crazy ass position and not be able to get to it.
All right. Well, so according to Grok, a Warren 10,000 pound winch such as the VR EVO 10S or Xenon 10S typically draws 358 amps at maximum rated load 10,000 pound pull. This is the peak amp draw under full load at 12 volts DC, though actual usage varies by model, rope, steel, synthetic, line speed conditions. Often during the lighter pulls, it can be 50 to 200 amps.
While you've got it, Tony, can you ask? Let's just go to like a full battery, which would be like what 12.8 would be 100% battery. That's not even an alternate because we're going to be running our Jeeps anyways, right? So that's 14.4 for the first 100 amps, and then it would drop to battery voltage. So what about a 12.8? What's it drawing instead of 12?
Is 12.8 a good figure, or would it be 14 something?
Well, it depends on if it's running or not.
Well, say you have a 150 amp alternator, right? Then you would burn 150 amps, and then you drop the battery voltage, right?
Well, he's looking that up. I was also going to say, you know, realistically, you don't have to put a mechanical switch. You could literally pull a solenoid off the starter and use that as your switch. So you could have a switch inside the Jeep that you flip, you know, kind of like the starter on your vehicle. A small relay working.
That's what Matt was talked about doing before. That's what he had on there.
Yeah, I had that on there, and I ended up pulling it off just because I ran out of switches. But I mean, I thought that was fine, but even that is only rated at like 300 or something, Tony.
Yeah. So
Well,
12.8 is actually better.
Mhm.
340 to 350 amps as opposed to 358 at 12 volts.
It's still a lot of amps.
Oh God, yes, it's a lot of amps.
And then remember that a fuse that big will not blow immediately for its rated load. So it probably actually won't blow until like 400 or something. So
Well,
like a
sorry, Matt, go ahead.
it's like that 300 that I've got on the Jeep on my winch. I don't think it'll even blow less than like 375 at all. But that 375 takes like 30 seconds or something crazy.
Here's some good information. It says even at 12.8, plan wiring and battery for 400 plus amp surges. Use 2/0 gauge cable, high current isolator, and strong AGM deep cycle battery.
Well, you know, and I guess what I was going to say is really the concern when you're using the winch that the fuse may blow, or is it that you just don't want to have any issue when you're not using the winch? Because I mean, how many people's cables get chafed just from everyday use of the vehicle?
Yeah.
You know,
that was always my concern, was having the thing, not even using it, just having it short. You're driving along and now you're driving a light bulb.
So that's where, you know, like either the solenoid or the switch would be nice, because I mean, you could almost just turn it on and leave it on while you're wheeling. You know, I mean, I guess you still have the potential for the issue, but at least when you're at home, you know, using it as an everyday vehicle like I do, you know, you know that there's no potential for short because it's shut off.
Yeah, well, just a note too is that that fuse from Blue Sea, who's like the high end manufacturer, right, is like $25. The whole setup.
That's not bad. Yeah, my concern was that I wanted to put something on there that a breaker, because I didn't want to be replacing fuses, but a breaker so that if it shorted out, the breaker would, you know, take it out of the loop. But at the same time, I wanted to make sure I had a breaker that was rated high enough so that me just using the winch wouldn't cause the breaker to pop, you know, in the middle of a pull. So
they were. I looked at that too. They were prohibitively expensive.
Yeah,
so I think even like a 80 amp breaker is like $100.
And even a breaker, I mean, granted, you're probably not going to be tripping it too many times, but every time you do trip a breaker, it makes the breaker weaker and weaker and weaker.
I never heard that before.
Oh yeah, even circuit breakers need to be replaced eventually, because I mean, every time you trip them, they're overheating. It's a piece of, that's why it trips, and you know, over time they will trip easier and easier and easier.
So I think 400 amps, according to what I was just reading, would be the size to go with. I'm looking it up on Amazon to see how much these things cost.
Yeah. So the reason I went 300 and not 400 was that 300 amp was the maximum that terminal style fuse was available in.
So I'm looking at 300 amp circuit breaker, 12 to 48 volts, marine boat trolling motor, $18.99.
For now, I mean, I just looked at Blue Sea because I knew they'll work.
It's the best seller.
I don't know if that would be, but for me personally, I don't know if that'd be something I'd buy off Amazon.
You Amazon snob.
Well, you know, when it comes to quality, Amazon's not always the best place to shop.
Well, it's China.
Well, I mean, my thing, like especially in the boat, I'll use Blue Sea, and then anything that's like critical in the Jeep, and then the trailer, I would like anything that was seen a heavy load, because then you know, because they actually like Blue Sea like uses like the quality fuses and everything like that. They're more expensive, but they're not that much more expensive, right? Like so, like the fuse panels that like I used in the Jeep, instead of being $15 were $25. Like instead of being $15, the cheapest thing you can buy on Amazon, they were $25.
Even if it's peace of mind, it's still nice just to feel like you have something a little bit better than the cheap knockoff that, you know, China duplicated with chintzy shit.
Yeah, I tried to. So that solenoid. So there's two ways to get the solenoid from Warren. You can get it just the solenoid piece, and that's what I did, Tony. And then they've got the kit that has a switch and stuff in it. I think I paid $90 on Amazon for the solenoid from Warren, and I don't know that it's any better than the cheaper ones you can get off of Amazon. To be honest, I think they probably just ship the. I wish if I could remember where I stuck it, I'd take a picture of it, but it looks similar to the body of a lot of the other ones you see on Amazon and stuff.
Well,
so it's probably about the same.
I
But
think
I want to
what-
say those are like $40 or something like that.
I think what you did was a perfect solution because you don't have to worry about resetting a relay, or I'm not starting out a relay, a fuse, a breaker, any of that stuff. You just put a solenoid on it, and when you need to go use the winch, you press the winch button, and now it's. I mean, and if the solenoid is not engaged, that line is dead. So if you go to press the button, and I don't know if the solenoid would do anything, but if it starts acting weird, you go, "Oh, press the button again."
I was actually.
I used it like we used the winch 5 times in a row on out at Beasley Knob because we were climbing up basically a thin coat of clay that was wet. It was raining up a rock face, and so we probably winched 400 feet in a row and didn't have any issues with that solenoid. So.
I was just gonna look into just getting some an older vehicle that had a separate starter solenoid where a solenoid used to be up on the firewall. I was just gonna look at getting one of those solenoids.
Yeah.
I mean, why not? I can't imagine why it wouldn't be just as good as some cheap knockoff that you could get off of Amazon.
Yeah.
So this NVX BIR 500 amp battery relay isolator and relay for cars, RVs, blah 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 blah, $85. That's the top result from Amazon. And they've got some in here that go. Here's another one for $38.99 or $39. Also 500 amps. I mean, I don't hear a lot about Jeeps catching on fire. You see it occasionally on posts and things. I don't know what the cause is. I don't know that it's the winch battery cable shorting out.
I don't think I've ever seen one actually have an issue with the winch battery cable. That's another piece of it is like it's kind of a fun mental exercise and a cheap safety thing you can do.
Yeah.
But like the only thing I've ever seen is like a miswired winch that burned it down.
Watch last year's 24 Hours to Hell and Back. Ian Johnson had I think it was his vehicle that they actually had the winch cable that the positive chafed and it was shorting out on something.
Well, that happens when you're new to Jeeps.
Yeah. Well,
that's embarrassing.
here's the other thing that people don't often think about when it comes to like the winch cable. The highest likelihood of getting a chafe mark is if when you install the cable itself, you left spots where the cable can actually physically move.
Yep.
If you make sure that the cable is mounted well enough that it doesn't matter what the vehicle does, the cable's moving exactly the same as the vehicle is. Chances of having a chafe are a lot less.
Yep, and that's a $3 mod, right?
Yeah. Zip ties. Or a conduit, whether it be that fucking plastic shit that I can't stand or the nice, braided stuff.
I found that if I put the zip ties on too tight, though, it chokes the cable and doesn't let the electricity through as well.
You're limiting the current, huh?
You can only tighten it with one hand. If you use both hands, is when it has a hard time.
Don't squeeze it so tight. I mean, we know that your grip strength has grown over the years, but
it's a lot of practice in the bathroom in there.
Yeah.
I'm a very clean person.
Don't be so hard on the beaver. I mean,
does the Bucky's beaver have a name?
With a one eye, one horse, flying purple people.
I thought Bucky's was the name of the beaver.
Yeah, you gotta ask Crazy Grok that question.
Beaver was
that's a good idea. I think Bucky's is its last name. I don't think it's like Cher, just one name. It shouldn't be.
Well, Beaver was his nickname. He's an Aggie graduate. Actually, when I was at the Mississippi State game for the blackout, they brought him out at halftime because he's building a $250 million annex there on the campus.
Well, there you go.
This would be a great question to ask Unhinged Grok.
No.
So I actually bought this to work on the axles with because I saw it in someone's video. I can't remember if it was Muddy Beards or what. And I ended up paying somebody to do the axle, so I didn't use it yet. But I got that band file, the M12 band file from Milwaukee. So we'll see how that works. I'm sure I'll be able to use it for something. I'll try to when I clean up the frame, maybe.
What is it now?
The band file, so it's gotta figure out even how to turn it.
Oh, it's
So
got the little belt. The little belt.
It's that little belt sander. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I have the knockoff version of that.
Did you say? Have you seen the Milwaukee came out with a battery jump starter now that uses the Milwaukee batteries, like the M18 batteries?
It wouldn't surprise me.
Well, they did. They had it at SEMA, and they had the label covered up, but they were putting it up against the NOCO, which I mean I think NOCO makes pretty good stuff like that. So they were putting it up against that, and you know anybody can do anything when it comes to the graphics that they put on the screen. But according to what their graphics were showing, when they would hit both of them, one was more efficient in producing more than the other, and obviously it was the Milwaukee one that they claim was producing more and was more efficient. But it was still kind of neat because I mean, if the jump starter goes dead, you basically got to plug it in and charge it. Whereas if you got 8,000 fucking Milwaukee batteries with you, you just pull one battery off, throw another one on.
Yeah.
So Henderson says that he is in North Platte, Nebraska.
Hasn't made it very far.
He actually gave me a GPS location for Premier Toyota parts, which confuses me because I don't know of any Toyota they're driving.
Was he?
Well, I mean, it is a pretty old van.
Oh, he's driving that van. Wasn't he picking up the very first LJ or something?
That was in Arizona though, so I don't think he did it this trip.
I think that got put off till later.
Okay.
I think the goal was to survive the trip home.
So this thing came with a holster, but I don't see how the holster I don't see how the holster works for the tool.
What the hell are you talking about?
So it came with it looks like it fit one of the little bitty 380s you can buy, and that's
Is that for your little belt sander? Is that for
but how does that fit in it?
I'm thinking like a gun holster. I'm like, what the hell are you talking about?
Yeah, I just don't know how the tool fits in the holster it came with.
Sounds like a you problem.
I mean, I normally assume that, but it's like very different.
I mean, how you put your tool in your holster is all up to you.
Oh, is that how it works?
Glenn, I got my ball joints changed out today.
Do you go just back to Dana, or?
I just put Spicer, Dana Spicers in there because I'm pulling these axles out. I was back and forth on whether to do it or not, but local guy that I'm friends with was able to get them to me for pretty cheap. So I was like, all right. But O'Reilly's wanted like $150 for one side for them. I was like, man, I'm getting ready to sell these axles. I don't want to put $150 in. I'm swapping them out, But he got them. He just couldn't get them. He couldn't get them to me in time to run down there and watch Glenn tear his Jeep up.
That's actually more expensive than the spicers I got for the 60. I got them from Northridge, but Rock Auto had them for the same at $90 a side for the pair, and they're monsters. Holy cow!
Yeah, I was finding them other places other than O'Reilly's. O'Reilly's could have got them to me, and they could. Well, I mean, they weren't going to get them to me till Saturday, so it didn't matter anyway. But
yeah, I was just lucky they had that transfer case over at Zeke's Off Road, I think it is. Not bad for $40.
I was thinking it sounds like time for an Atlas.
No,
not for $440.
Oh. Well, Tony, you're not using yours. You mind if I borrow yours for a few years?
I don't think it would. I don't think it would work for you.
You want to just keep the seals good on it, so let Matt borrow it for a while. The seals will be nice and soft and worked.
Where do you live, Matt?
Pluck it a little bit.
Charlotte.
Oh, I'm closer. I'll go get it and borrow it. Yeah, you missed a good time, Rick. We had some fun.
It looks like you did. Doing can opener for a night run. That's pretty. That's pretty out there.
I think I posted on our club page that last year, back in June, when we went up there, I was following Jeremy in that JKU, and he would reach out of his Jeep and just point the other direction. And this time he didn't. So I was like, all right, I'm following then. But can opener, I think, is where it finally cracked the case enough. You saw how.
Mm-hmm. How'd you pull it forward? How'd you move your axle forward an inch?
I had adjusted to control arms.
And you didn't get your coil springs all wonky and.
Oh.
Can't be any worse than the rear stock.
I was gonna say there should be at least an inch or so of flex in those before they.
Well, the TJ rears are like 45 degrees on the top end. Like it can't be any worse than that.
I did the mount move, so mine are up in the curve, so they're in the right spot. When I put my lift on there, I saw that. I'm like, that's not good for springs.
No.
Well, let me ask you guys a stupid question. I've never really looked at a JL or even a JK. The Gladiator has a 2-piece rear drive shaft. The Wranglers don't have that, right?
No, we don't have
so.
that long ass.
Yeah, that's what I figured, but I didn't know for sure. Anyway, you guys, if you saw the post that I made on Discord, you were probably was seeing my surprise that they make a drop for the Gladiator drive shaft right there where the split is, where the bearing for the two drive shafts connect to. They make a little like a 1-inch drop, 1/2 inch, 3/4 or something like that. And I didn't know anything about that. I mean, I think they ought to include that with the Mopar lift.
Yeah.
Well, so the thing is, so the thing is though, like you're not having any vibration. You've driven that thing 20,000 miles, right?
No.
So why push it down to where it can get any closer to hitting?
Oh, right. This ain't going to hit nothing, especially with my skid system. In fact, I was concerned if I got one, if I'd even be able to put it on without pulling one of the skid plates off. But of course, the drive shaft area is open. It might be a little tight getting in there, but no. I mean, if I put it in there and I started getting vibrations, but it seems like it's like anything. When the driveline angle changes, if you can get it back to where it was, you're going to be better overall. Even if there's no vibrations, there may be some rubbing going on that you're not aware of.
I think that's probably more or less for 4-inch and above.
Well, I mean, like I said, I checked it and it said 2 inches or more.
Well, yeah, they want to sell it to you.
Well, this was I actually asked Grok about it.
Well, I've been looking at lifts for my Gladiator and looking at the 2-inch Mopar lift that you have, Tony, versus the AEV lift, looking at the instructions and the details, because AEV specifically says you cannot run the stock wheel, and I don't have the money to invest in wheels necessarily. And the AEV lift comes with a spacer, like you mentioned, Tony. I remember looking through those instructions, and theirs is advertised as 2.5. I believe the Mopar lift that you got is a 2-inch, and maybe the 1/2 inch makes a difference. But just like a lot of things. Yeah, exactly. But just like a lot of things, I see it vary as I look at the Mopar lift comes with, I believe you have new lower control arms in the front. Was that correct, Tony?
No.
There was not.
You should.
I thought it did. The JK one did.
Yeah.
It's been a while since I installed it, but I don't remember changing the control arms.
They look exactly the same, and they're 1/4 inch longer. So you couldn't tell unless you put a tape measure on them.
Yeah, so that's what I saw, at least in the current lift. I mean, I know, Tony, you put yours on a couple years ago, but everybody skins the cat a little bit differently in AEV, and I know Greg Henderson is a big proponent of them, and I've ridden in AEV Jeeps. They ride great, but they have these geometry correction brackets, which to me hang down an inch or two, and it's like, okay, I understand they're doing